Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So this is going to be my Korra episode 4 video, probably one of my favorite Korra episodes of all time. It also had like one of the best animation sequences in the series so far. It was crazy. So I'll start with my top 5 moments, then do my review. And a new round of the giveaway starts now. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment. Break also recently did a Q&A on the Avatar wiki, so this is some really important stuff, so I'll explain what that is after I get through my review. Careful for spoilers if you haven't seen the episode yet. Here we go. Number 5, Airbender Mission Impossible. There was this really nice thing going on between the Korra storyline and the Airbender storyline, where the episode was called The Calling, but metaphorically, neither one of those two groups could hear the message until they dropped their baggage. There's both emotional and physical components to that too. Obviously, Korra had the metal bits, the Airbenders had the bag of food. Thematically, I didn't think the storylines synced up quite as much, but you get the idea. Both groups had things that they had to deal with before they could move on. The Swamp Vines refusing to let them leave was also a nice callback to Team Aang getting caught. Really, it's the tree that teaches everyone the lesson. You know, the tree is the swamp, so technically the tree is doing everything. Milo's line about trying to toughen up Jinora and Ikki was a good way to explain the whole arc of the episode. I try to toughen up these ladies, but it was a team effort. The funny thing is that kind of makes it sound like Milo is a representation of the Banyan Grove tree. It just makes Milo sound as big as he thinks he is in his own head. Like, Milo does have kind of a big head on his model, like the way he's drawn, he has a big head. But metaphorically speaking, he has like the biggest head on the show, or the biggest ego. One of these days, I really want like a Milo comic, just by himself. It was kind of nice to see him fall in love just a little bit. That was a very Aang thing to do. I always thought of Milo as like an Aang character. He's like a reincarnation of Aang, even though technically Korra is the reincarnation of Aang. It was just like a very classic Aang Katara moment. Number 4, Ikki with the guards. We were kind of disconnected from what was going on in the rest of the world. This also informs us that Kuvira is marching almost the entire army on Zaofu, which I guess is going to go down next week. I loved how Ikki ended up turning into this Miyazaki-type precocious little girl, winning over the guards instantly. I know it kind of seemed like she wasn't aware that they wanted to capture Korra, but the bit at the end whenever she figured out that she was in the swamp kind of made me feel like she knew what was going on the whole time. Like she was just playing a little game with the guards. One of my favorite things about animation in general, not just anime, is that the children are usually smarter than the adults. South Park is probably the best example of that, but it feels like the younger you are, the more profound wisdom you get to impart to people. Like even Korra learns a lot from Jinora, who is much younger, although Jinora and Tenzin are probably an even better comparison. And who else is really digging like all the maps on Korra? Some of them are kind of funny, but most of them look pretty cool. I hope they release like an Avatar map book at some point. It's like A Song of Ice and Fire has this really mind-blowing book of maps. I really want one for Last Airbender and Korra that just shows all the different maps from the different eras of each of the avatars. Even just like a detailed encyclopedia about all the avatars since Avatar 1. I mean, there have been thousands of avatars, so I don't expect them to write something about each and every one of them, but even just their names would be amazing. Number 3, Storytime with Toph. This was amazing. It was like hardcore fan service. I threw some rocks at the Avatar, he whined, what's there to tell? I think a giant turtle showed up. I just love that as Toph has gotten older, her personality has regressed back to what it was like during Last Airbender. Like in the Lin flashbacks during Book 3, the middle-aged Toph looked very burdened with the problems of holding public office. It totally makes sense that after she dropped that ball and chain, she'd just start loosening up again. I would say Last Airbender Toph seemed like the most chill of all the characters, like she was the most in tune with nature. I don't know that I'd call her a hippie, but she was kind of like a hippie, like Avatar's version of what hippies are like. Not to be confused with hipsters, like Skrillex. But really, you have like a really balanced person like Toph, who has 2 children that rebel by going in completely opposite directions in the extreme. Like Lin gets super hardcore, and Suyin turns into like this super duper new wave hippie. It really makes you feel like Toph is the wisest person in the Avatar universe right now. Like she's the only one that's completely balanced. Number 2, Korra at the Banyan Grove tree. Lots of crying going on in the last 5 minutes of this episode. The Banyan tree animation was very similar, almost exactly the way they animated the Last Airbender scene with Aang. Just the way that they see through the root system to find people. There's always been something about the swamp that makes it seem like a spiritual shield. Like there's so much spiritual energy crackling around, individual people are just impossible to pinpoint. And how about Toph's lesson to Korra? There's actually this saying that, you know, bad luck and good luck come in threes, so that's all I could think about whenever she was having visions of her 3 previous enemies. That was just a badass animation sequence in general, just the way they superimposed those moments. I'm wondering if that's the last time we're going to see them. Ostensibly, if Korra got rid of the baggage, they're not going to be rattling around in her head anymore. We really only tend to see things in episodes that Korra is actively thinking about, unless they're like physically right in front of her face. I know everyone's really wondering if we're going to see the former Avatar lives again. The comics are kind of a backdoor to that, but Bright said that for the most part they didn't want Korra to have that crutch to lean on in book 4. And, by number 1 moment, Korra restores her Avatar state. Thus her vacation from being the Avatar comes to an end. Does anyone else feel like Korra is her own worst enemy? Like, she almost has unlimited power, but because mentally she's been unable to process what's been going on, she pretty much neutralizes herself. Like, that's what all the villains have been trying to do to her. Basically get rid of the Avatar, and she kind of did it for them. She is fixed though now, so we can resume the action of the season. The Metalbending Scene, probably the most beautiful animation I've seen on Korra ever. And it's only episode 4, so I'm expecting something even better later this season. Let me know what was your favorite moment from the episode, and here's the details on the really big stuff they were talking about during the Q&A session. So first off, they did say that baby daddies would be revealed. Michael DiMartino specifically said there would be more Toph in book 4 after this episode. It was in response to someone asking, would we find out who the baby daddies are? And he just said, stay tuned, more Toph coming, just implying that they would be revealing who those people were. The other really big thing is that there's going to be lots more Last Airbender comics and Korra stuff from Dark Horse. No more TV shows, like they've said of course, but lots more comics. Dark Horse has been their publisher and they said that they're really excited to do more comics. Don't expect any new avatars anytime soon, but it is possible after they felt like they've done all the Korra stories that they want to do, they could introduce a new avatar in the comics. I know everyone always asks where to buy the comics. I know they carry them at Barnes & Noble. They probably carry them at like a lot of large chains, but if your local comic book store doesn't have them, if you make a big enough stake, I'm sure they'll start carrying them. Overall, I gave the episode a solid B+. The Korra storyline was totally amazing. I don't feel like the Airbender half of the episode was quite as strong, even though it was really enjoyable. Like, I think it would have been stronger if they would have led with the Jinora story. Like, she was having some trouble with her spiritual radar. I feel like if they'd have just led with that story, it would have synced up more with Korra's own mental problems. Ikki had a really nice storyline about being left out of the action, like her siblings never include her. That would have just rang a little bit stronger if it had been something closer to what Korra had been going through. Like, Korra is only ever included in the action, people only ever want to include her. So it's like the direct opposite of what happens to Ikki. Metaphorically, like, all the beats in the episode worked for me. I just feel like both those storylines could have synced up just a little bit better. But Q&A coming tomorrow, so leave all your questions. And if you haven't seen my other videos this week, Constantine is premiering on NBC tonight, so be sure to check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's one of the new DC Comics TV shows. It's based on the Hellblazer comics. I will be posting a review after that airs, so that'll be much later tonight. So right now you can click here for the Q&A video, and you can click here for last week's Korra episode. If you haven't seen it, I've been doing some Korra gameplay on my game channel, so there's a link to that in the description too. Thanks so much for watching, so let's all high five, and I'll see you guys tonight.